So what are we looking for?
Yes, what exactly do you look for when you pick these mentors?
Well, we want them to be role models, and to be a role model can mean a lot of different things. But what we're specifically looking for is a strong woman who maybe has gone through something and they've overcome it, and they're more resilient because they're going to be teaching girls grades 3 through 5 to become successful women. So kind of someone who can kind of bounce back up if something happens to them, and just strong, resilient people who maybe it could be anything. We have people who are athletes, we have sorority members, we have biology majors, PR majors, writing majors, hockey players, anyone, and it's really not a definition of what we're looking for, but more of just someone who's strong and can be self-motivated and self-reliant and just a really strong woman, because it's the time for strong women.
Now, how have you seen the conference grow, and where do you see it going in the upcoming years?
Well, I wasn't here for the original kind of one-day conference where it was really scattered and a lot of people running everywhere, but just in 1 year, last year, it was really chaotic, and we had a lot of girls, about like 180, and now it's already grown to about 200 girls, so just a little bit of progress each year is important, and in the future I can kind of see it growing to a SUNY-wide program. I mean, at least that's the goal. So kind of expanding to SUNY schools and kind of trying to get our message to hit as many people as we can in as many different areas.
Okay, so how do you plan on doing that?
We want to do that by just growing as big as we can in our own and expanding as much as we can, I guess. Just pushing our message out through the media, getting as many media hits as we can, getting as many people involved, connections, from small town people to people in Albany who may know more people. It's all about connections and who you know, I guess.
Okay. So why do you think an event like this is important for these girls and also the area as well? And also, why is it also maybe important to the PR department for SUNY also?
Okay, so
do you want me to change that, or do you
No,
want
yeah, you can change it. You can. It's a loaded question. Basically,
no, I know what you mean, but I want to answer both of them. So what was the first?
The first one is, why is this event important for these girls, okay, and also the area, because it's very localized also, and also the PR department and SUNY education.
Well, in regards to the girls, I think it's important because everything is coming at them so young. They don't know, and some of them don't have role models, and they don't have anyone to turn to. So as the media continues to grow and they're seeing and they're more connected through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, these 11-year-old girls, they have all of that. They don't have someone who's strong and that can teach them the right things. So I think it's important that they're exposed to strong women who are in college and doing well and have struggles themselves but can really overcome that, and they're a perfect example of that. So I think it's really important that they get access to those girls in a fun learning environment where they're not afraid to ask questions. And in regards to the area, this is something that we don't have here, I guess, and we've seen it as a growing problem. There are girls who are succumbing to eating disorders, cutting, any other negative behaviors, even suicide. It's really shaking up the area, you know. It's growing, and I think even just this little program, if it expands, it can really touch as many people as it can. And for the PR department, it's good because, I mean, speaking for myself, I've learned so much through this. It's a hands-on experience. You're jumping in and you're doing it, you're writing, you're contacting people, and no one's really holding your hand. You're not looking at a textbook saying, okay, well, this is what happens if you do this. You're kind of just jumping in, and you're growing as a PR professional and as a young woman. I mean, just this program itself has really helped me become confident in myself that I didn't have before I joined it. So hopefully other girls in the PR department can kind of feel that way too.
Okay.
You're doing really well.
Thanks.
Like, every time I'm thinking, oh, we should talk about this, you actually answer it before. Like your questions are very well rounded.
Oh, thank you.
Your answers are very well rounded.
Okay, so how much preparation goes into this? Describe certain tasks that need to be done and the time frame of planning, etc.
Oh my gosh. I guess a year, full year round. I mean, technically it starts in August, but It's when the classes start going. The day class starts, we're already kicking in with what do we want, what are we doing, who are we contacting, let's make lists, let's get jobs done. And it goes, all the planning goes from the first semester. In the winter, I was writing donation letters and I was editing media hits, and so were all the other girls on it. So that was when we weren't even in school. And the second we got back, we were, all right, what do we have to do? Let's get the list going, lists, like, let's check it off. So it leads up to April 26th, which is the conference this year. And I mean, this is the week before, and we're still full gear and no relaxing ever, kind of putting stuff together, finalizing things. In regards to the tasks, I mean, we're calling people, double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking. What are they doing? What are they talking about? Who's coming where? We have a run of show going. We have videos, photos. It's all constantly changing and going, and roadblocks are there and here, and we just have to overcome them. And then even when this is over, I'm sure summertime isn't really rest time for us. It's kind of, what do we want, like brainstorming, what are we doing next year? Like, who are we kind of contact? What can we change? What can we make better? We go out to like a lunch after the conference, and even at that lunch, we're hanging out and eating, but we're writing what went wrong and what could go better. So it's constantly on my mind. When I go to sleep at night, I mean, just like our advisor Colleen, I'm turning into her or something. I sleep and I'm laying there and I'm like, what can I do tomorrow? Oh my God, there's this. It's a mental checklist, so it's always going.
Okay, what is the instruction like for this class, and what do the students do, and what kind of things do you learn? Because I know it's not a normal class setting, it's more of like a committee and meetings.
Well, we meet 2 times a week, and it's more check-in. You talk about, you kind of debrief. What have you done the day before? What have you done in the past 3 days? It's very, like I said before, self-motivated. We have an advisor, and she does so much work herself, but she's not holding her hand and saying, Brittany, did you call? Did you call? Like, no, it's not like that. If you didn't call, then you're setting back the whole team. So it's mainly really self-motivated, fast-paced learning, hands-on experiences, no textbooks, kind of just, you figure it out. You get the job, you don't know how to do it, well, figure it out and get it done, because we're all waiting on you. So it's kind of a very liberating experience from the normal textbook PowerPoint presentations. There's none of that, and I really feel, even if I'm so stressed and I could just like burst into tears, I come into class and it's just really relaxing, because you see how much everyone debriefing, you see how much you've accomplished, and it's more on your own, but you have a whole team that can back you up, so it's really good.
Okay, so going off that question, how do you guys allocate the work? Do you guys kind of volunteer yourselves? Do you say, oh, I want to do this?
I mean, everyone wants to get different experience, so we kind of just volunteer. We throw out an idea, and I mean, you kind of say, like, who wants it? And if no one jumps, whoever, I guess you just take a leadership position. You're like, all right, well, you're doing it. Like, get it done, and I'll help you if you need it. It's really teamwork, and people volunteer mainly because everyone wants to get different experiences, but there's never a job that no one wants to volunteer for, so that's always good. And even if there is, it's kind of Colleen's duty or my duty to kind of delegate that, or kind of just get it done yourself. It's more, it needs to get done, someone's got to do it.
Okay. And really quick before I go on to my last question, can you just say your name and spell it so we don't get it wrong?
Brittany Shue, and that's Brittanyshhew.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And my last question is, what have you specifically gotten out of this whole experience, and what can these young girls who attend gain from this conference?
Personally, this is everything, and I think it really, really put me in the place where I am today. I transferred here, and I wanted to learn, but I didn't know how, and I never had, I personally didn't have a really strong role model growing up. I mean, my mother is great, but she's kind of a workaholic, and I didn't have anyone who could instill the right messages in me besides love. It wasn't really like, look at all these things you can do, and I had to self-motivate myself. So jumping into Shine On really put me in a place where I don't have any, like, I'm not scared to do things. I'm confident, and I believe in what I'm doing, and this conference is just a huge part of my life, and I would love to stay a part of it forever. And bringing in other people is it's so great, it's so gratifying. I mean, all these girls, they're really close to me, and I mean, we work all together and we fight sometimes, but it's okay and it's part of the learning process. So I've learned how to do teamwork and writing skills, from speaking skills and presenting and everything like that, but more on a personal level. Definitely confidence and resilience myself. I mean, when I'm having a bad day, I just think about all the messages I've learned and all of the character traits. I mean, I'm like, you need some grit right now, like, buck up, girl, or something. I don't know. And it's like, let's do it. Like, you're teaching these girls and you're a role model, so you've gotta do it. But for the girls, I hope that's what they can be. I mean, I know everyone is upset all the time. Girls are emotional, you know, they feel sad and they don't really want to kind of have those qualities, and they think it's hard. But the conference, I think what they can get away from it is it's not that hard, you know, just work, and put a good attitude on, because it's your life, and I mean, it's not going anywhere, so you've got to really adapt, and I hope that's what they can get. Just resiliency and confidence, and hopefully a good attitude.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you want to add before we let you go?
No, I think that's good. I think I got it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take this off.
Yeah.